Beloved, today we are exploring a thought-provoking and prophetic question. What if church buildings disappear? What would happen to worship? What would happen to Christianity? Would faith survive without physical churches? In many places today, believers are already facing situations where gathering in buildings is difficult, whether because of persecution, crisis, laws, disasters, or societal changes. Some people are asking, if there is no church building, is there still church? To answer that question, we must return to Scripture, because the Bible reveals something powerful that many people overlook. The church was never meant to be a building. The church is a people. Acts 7 verse 48 says, "Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands." That single verse changes everything. 1. The church was born without a building when Christianity first began. There were no cathedrals, no auditoriums, no church halls, and no sound systems. The early believers met in homes, in open fields, in courtyards, by riversides, and sometimes secretly. Acts 2 verse 46 says, "And they, continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house." Notice, they met house to house. Their faith did not depend on architecture. Their worship did not depend on structures. Their devotion did not depend on location. This means something powerful. If buildings disappear, true worship will still remain. 2. Jesus already prepared us for this reality. Jesus never said, "Where a building is, there I am." He said in Matthew 18 verse 20, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them." That means God's presence is not tied to a cathedral, it is tied to His people. Even if only 2 believers gather under a tree, in a room, or online, Jesus promises to be there. Buildings can be destroyed, but the presence of God cannot be destroyed. 3. Worship is not a location. It is a lifestyle. Many people associate worship with Sunday services, instruments, choirs, and pulpits. But Jesus revealed a deeper truth to the Samaritan woman. John 4 verses 21 to 24, Jesus said the hour was coming when people would not worship only in a specific mountain or temple, but true worshippers would worship in spirit and in truth. That means real worship is not about geography. It is about sincerity, not about a building, about a heart. You can worship in your room, in your carrot, your workplace, in your bed, in silence, in sunj, in prayer, because worship is not a place you go. Worship is a life you live. 4. What happens if buildings disappear? Let us imagine, for a moment, that church buildings suddenly disappear worldwide. What would happen? Nominal faith might fade. Cultural Christianity might weaken. Routine religion might decline. But true believers would rise. Why? Because when structures disappear, sincerity is revealed. When comfort disappears, commitment is proven. When routine disappears, relationship is tested. Persecution in the early church did not stop Christianity, it actually spread it. Acts 8 verse 4 says, "They that were scattered abroad went everywhere preaching the word." They lost location, but they did not lose mission. 5. The real temple of God. One of the greatest revelations in Scripture is this: you are God's temple. 1 Corinthians 3 verse 16 says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?" If you are the temple, then wherever you go, God's presence goes. If you are the temple, then worship is portable. If you are the temple, then church is mobile. Buildings cannot carry God's presence, but believers can. 6. Why God allows shaking seasons. Sometimes God allows systems to be shaken so that people will return to what truly matters. History shows that whenever believers lose comfort, they gain depth. Whenever the church loses convenience, it gains power. Whenever the church loses popularity, it gains purity. Hebrews 12 verse 27 says, "The removing of those things that are shaken, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain." Buildings can be shaken. Programs can be shaken. Institutions can be shaken. But a genuine relationship with God cannot be shaken. 7. The future of worship. So what is the future of worship? The future of worship is not smaller, it is deeper. Not weaker, but purer. Not limited, but expanded. We may see more house fellowships, more gatherings, online prayer meetings, personal altars of prayer, family worship, revival. The future church may look different, but it will still be powerful. Because the strength of Christianity has never been buildings, it has always been believers filled with the Spirit. 8. The warning for our generation. There is a warning hidden in this message. If your faith depends only on church services, then your faith is fragile. But if your faith depends on Christ, then your faith is unshakable. Ask yourself honestly, do I pray only in church? Do I worship only when music plays? Do I read Scripture only when I'm told to? Because if your spirituality works only in a building, it is not maturity, it is dependency. God is raising believers whose fire burns even when no one is watching. 9. What God is really looking for, God is not searching for perfect buildings. He is searching for yielded hearts. 2 Chronicles 16 verse 9 says, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him." God is not asking, "Where is your cathedral?" He is asking, "Where is your heart?" I declare over you, whether in a crowd or alone, your worship will remain strong. Whether in a sanctuary or in a small room, your fire will keep burning. No circumstance will silence your praise. No system will stop your devotion. Your relationship with God will grow deeper, stronger, and more real than ever before. So what if church buildings disappear? Christianity will still stand. The gospel will still spread. The Spirit will still move. Jesus will still be Lord. Because the church is not brick and cement. The church is living souls set on fire for God. Final scripture, Romans 8:38-39, "For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God." Not even the loss of buildings can separate us from Him. Final charge, if buildings stand, worship God. If buildings fall, worship God. If crowds gather, worship God. If you stand alone, worship God. Because true worship does not depend on a place. It depends on a heart surrendered to God. Amen.